we were in a kitchen in Rome, and I see the guy, I was watching the guy make risotto, and I'm like, why are you stirring that the entire time? And he gave me this romantic story about how the grain of the wood draws out the starch from the grain. I'm like, that is such bull. Wood does not do that. Okay? So then I asked some other people, they don't stir. I'm like, well, why don't you stir? And they said, well, it disturbs. I have to do other things. I can't stand there the entire time and stir. So back and forth, back and forth. Those are the two main things. So as I was describing this to when I taught culinary school, this method where you stir it the entire time actually has a name. They call it the MarriageMethod. Okay, so if anybody asks, that's the one I do. Okay, I do the MarriageMethod. But there's another funny one that the students came up with, and people use it where you have this going over here, then you're over here cutting, doing some knife work, and every now and then you come back and you go like this. And then you come back over here and you do a little bit of knife work. Because you really don't have time to sit there and stir one pot of risotto for an hour. You just don't. Okay? So the students, back then they call it the GregBradyMethod. I don't know if you're a Brady Bunch. There was an episode where Greg Brady had one girlfriend in one room and one girlfriend in the other room. That was not cool. But that's what the students called it. But let me explain to you the science behind what's actually happening so you know. As this is cooking, the grain of rice, starch will build up on the outside. Okay? The liquid's going in, the starch is coming out. If you don't shake that or move that starch off the granule, it's going to gelatinize around there, and then it's going to be kind of stuck. You won't be able to draw too much more out of there. Okay? So your crema won't be as thick. That's the point of either stirring or shaking. You're trying to wash that off, shake the starch off into the liquid so that more starch can come out and more liquid can go in. That's the purpose. It doesn't matter if you do it like this or like this. I've done blind taste tests where we did it side by side 10 different times. You can't really tell the difference. No difference. So now you'll see the rice is absorbing. It's getting thicker. Look how white it's getting. Right? It's starting to absorb the liquid. We're going to need to add now another addition of liquid. Perfect. And this is the rest of the process. Shaking, stirring, keeping it at a simmer, testing it every now and then. And it's going to take about 30 to 35 minutes now. So I'm going to test this, mostly the liquid, but I want to see where the grains are at. Seasoning's good, not too salty. There's season, and the grains are still crunchy, so I know we have a while to go. We might have just gotten on the highway now, right? So the semi's on the highway. It's going to cruise down to Williams, and we'll just let it putter along. Stirring, occasionally adding liquid as it gets too thick. Always less and less liquid as you go, right? Because it's not a soupy dish. Questions?